Today on UT Today, the issue of sexual assault continues to plague university campuses across America. How university students are protecting themselves from dangerous situations.
Plus, robots take over Thompson Bowling, how creative high school students are earning scholarships to come to UT.
And with the orange and white game just 6 days away, football is on the minds of many Vol fans. Just how much it takes to prepare these athletes for the fall. Thanks for watching. I'm Lindsay Limerick.
And I'm Jack Keenan.
Sexual assault is a growing problem on college campuses across the country, especially at the University of Tennessee. With a lawsuit in progress, UT students are constantly being reminded of the dangers they face by simply being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
As UT Today's Courtney Lester reports, a class being offered on UT's campus could help women fight off an attempted assault. Courtney?
That's right, Jack and Lindsay. Every 107 seconds, another American is sexually assaulted. Just this week, a student at the University of Texas was found, quote, brutally murdered in a creek after being assaulted on her way back to her dorm room. And on UT's campus alone, there have been 2 reports of sexual battery, 2 stalking, 2 fondling, and 3 rape incidents in the past 60 days. And these incidents just keep on happening, making students think twice before leaving the house.
As women, myself included, I want to be the first person to say, I can go anywhere and do anything. But are those the best choices from a personal safety standpoint?
Deputy Simmerly says although those may not be the best choices, many women don't think they'll ever be assaulted.
People should definitely be able to know how to defend themselves should that situation arise.
And that chance of a situation arising awaits 1 out of every 4 women on college campuses alone.
I've always been told to, if it's a dude, go for their groin.
If I didn't have somebody with me and I was in danger, I would probably just scream and run.
And having someone with you is a point Deputy Simmerly stresses, but some students rely on other defenses.
Many women use pepper spray as a means of self-defense. However, one group at UT is making sure that women are able to defend themselves no matter what.
RAD stands for Rape Aggression Defense, a women-only class offering tactics to help you survive a violent encounter.
To see the empowerment that they get out of the class, whether it's through the moves or learning to use their voice or just realizing they have a choice in what they do for self-defense.
Lindsay Miller, a RAD instructor, says the moves are basic techniques taught at any fitness level.
A lot of people think, well, I have to have some type of weapon, but you always have these weapons on you.
But the key is to know how to use these weapons in any situation.
You're doing upper body, and in the class you get to hit pads so that you get kind of the most realistic setting that we can create.
If you're interested in learning how to use your body as a weapon, you can sign up for RAD's free self-defense class at the UTPD website, utpolice.utk.edu, and click on Educational Programs. Back to you, Lindsay and Jack.
Thanks, Courtney.
Well, before every semester, UT students are required to purchase a meal plan that costs, at a minimum, $300. And while a meal plan is ideal for on-campus students, commuters are forced to pay for meals that they otherwise might buy off-campus. This meal plan can only be used at a number of locations. In addition to the University Center, there are only a select number of cafeterias and restaurants where students can spend this money. Now, the university hoped to increase food options by allowing the use of VolCard, the ID that lets students access their meal plan money on the Cumberland Avenue Strip. But as students are discovering, they can't use the $300 that they already gave to the university, but rather have to deposit even more money into their VolCard to buy food at these locations. Head of UT Dining Services, Jeff Maples, says there are a number of reasons that meal plans are unavailable for use on the Strip.
Yeah, it's costly. Plus, again, I don't feel it's important for the university to go in and start buying out all those businesses. That's not what we're here for. And we want to see those companies thrive.
Now, Dining Services says that the money students spend on meal plans is put towards future university dining facilities. While UT has the ability to refund some of the money put into buying a meal plan, they still have a long way to go before they make students happy about the amount of healthy food options available on campus.
It may be near the end of the year for many students, but UT has a lot going on right now for current and prospective Vols. UT's STEM program hosted their 4th annual Big Orange STEM Saturday, aimed at middle schoolers, high schoolers, and college freshmen, hoping to learn more about the career path. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And at Saturday's workshop, students and parents got the opportunity to make polymers in a keynote activity and attend a variety of breakout sessions throughout the morning. Thura Mack, UT's coordinator of Community Learning Services and Diversity Programs, says these workshops are important for students to get a feel for what STEM has to offer.
We have science, technology, engineering, and math here all together. We even have some folks from the College of Nursing that is here with us today, so the students can ask questions about each of the different STEM areas so that they can make decisions. And we've heard from the parents that, students aren't sure kind of what they're interested in, and so this way they can get a taste of STEM.
The STEM program is gaining popularity among students as they are being encouraged now more than ever to consider a profession in STEM fields. You can find out more about the program at UT's website.
Well, UT welcomed even more future Vols to campus last week through their semi-annual Big Orange Preview. As UT Today's Taylor Gilmore reports, high schoolers and their parents got the chance to learn about what all the University of Tennessee has to offer.
Every semester, the university puts on a Big Orange Preview, giving high schoolers and their parents an opportunity to learn more about what makes UT special. Colleges and organizations come together to give these prospective Vols a peek of what the campus and its activities are all about. University housing is part of this effort, and to show students the amenities each dorm has to offer in order to ease the transition into college life. Richard Swearingen, the Associate Director of Administrative Services, helps us send groups out on tours of the dorms and answer any questions they may have.
We've sent out groups of 20 to 30 families or 20 to 30 individuals all day long on 10-15-minute cycles. A lot of good questions. We've met a lot of families from all over the state of Tennessee, some families from Georgia, families from Virginia. So we're happy to have people coming in to see the campus.
In addition to housing, students and their parents have the chance to stop all over campus for tours of the facilities and to learn fun facts about UT's history. Carrie Aldridge is the Director of Admissions, and she says the preview is vital to those thinking about coming to the university.
It's really important for prospective students to visit campus. They have opportunities to learn about all of our academic colleges and our 170 majors and programs, and tour campus and really get an inside look on what it's like to be a student at the University of Tennessee.
UT is always looking to expand on their admissions every year. They hope events like these will help show students why it's so great to be a Tennessee Vol. Reporting for UT Today, I'm Taylor Gilmore.
And the university hosts events like these throughout the school year to help prospective students discover more about the campus. To schedule a tour or to learn more about enrollment, you can visit admissions.utk.edu.
The last man to walk on the moon back in 1972 visited campus this week. As UT Today's Nick Patello reports, former astronaut Howard Schmidt discussed his time in space and his desire to return to zero gravity.
On December 6, 1972, the last Apollo mission, Apollo 17, was underway. It was the last time the U.S. had visited the moon, and Dr. Harrison Jack Schmidt was the last to step on its soil. Dr. Schmidt held a seminar titled To the Moon, Alice, in the Toyota Auditorium of the Howard Baker Center to discuss his travels in their spacecraft, the Challenger, and shed light to new ideas for NASA in the future. He was the geologist of his crew, receiving his Ph.D. from Harvard, and was responsible for the extravehicular activity on the lunar surface.
So why did Dr. Schmidt choose the University of Tennessee to tell us of his explorations on the moon?
Well, Larry was one of the significant young scientists that were wandering around Apollo buildings down at the Johnson Space Center. Then we called it the Manned Spacecraft Center.
During his EVA, there was a voice in his ear along the way. UT geochemistry professor Dr. Larry Taylor directly advised Schmidt during his lunar activity, and they soon became close friends.
I said one time during a talk that, maybe the rock boxes were actually floating in the bottom of the lunar module in some broken urine bags. And at that time, Jack stood up in the audience and said, "Are you telling me I peed on my rocks?" So that was the beginning of our friendship.
Both Dr. Schmidt and Dr. Taylor were highly invested in the study of lunar rocks, and Taylor still does independent research on the side at the university. Many students and faculty came to hear about Dr. Schmidt's journey, and some of his points sparked interest.
Using the moon as a stepping stone to get to Mars. I love that idea. I love the idea of creating an agency specific for that.
This has been Dr. Schmidt's third visit to the university, and with this friendship still being a strong one, it most likely won't be his last.
I would hope so, as long as I'm around, for sure.
For UT Today, I'm Nick Patillo.
While Dr. Schmidt left a lasting impression on the NASA space program, he also left a lasting impression on the moon. The last thing he did on the rocky surface was throw his geology hammer off into the distance. Just one of the many stunts that the astronauts on board of Apollo 17 pulled during the last mission to the moon. Still to come on UT Today, making a movie in just 54 hours isn't an easy task. Why UT students took on the challenge.
Plus, an award-winning gospel choir right on UT's campus. The secret behind Love United, a group that is known not only for their voices, but their service to the community.
The fascinating thing about the brain is that it's largely unknown. You really have to go to the lab to gain practical experience and to discover the unknown yourself. Being the first person in the world to know something about the brain, that's when it gets really exciting.
All right, but we're only buying what you can wear out.
Really? Welcome back. The university opened its doors this week to host a Battle of the Bots competition featuring some of the brightest students in the country.
That's right, the contest is showing how many students are taking science fairs to a whole new level.
High school students from all across the nation gathered together in Thompson Bowling Arena to compete in a robotics competition. Students were required to assemble a robot using the exact same tools. The teams then face off against each other in a game called Stronghold. Stronghold is a complex game that in general involves a lot of scoring, as Taya Thomas from Team Titanium explains.
You get points for going over the defenses, and you get points for shooting the boulders into the castle and destroying the other team's castle. You get points for sitting on the ramp at the end of the game. You get more points if you destroyed the defenses, and you get points for climbing up the castle and capturing the castle.
Now teams come from all across the country, including Chicago, Illinois, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, just for a chance to get inside the pit.
With up-close and personal views to the robots, many fans come out to show off their costumes and enjoy the atmosphere. And for those who want to take part in the action, there's no excuse for missing out.
It's like sports, but without the athleticism. You can use your brains instead of having to be good at things.
With 200 universities contributing over $22 million to robotics team members, you can expect to see a lot more of these exciting competitions.
And that contest was sponsored by UT's College of Engineering, and they recently pledged $20,000 in student scholarships to those in the competition.
Last weekend, UT video production students participated in a film festival that brings together industry professionals from all around Knoxville. As UT Today's Josh Miller reports, they not only create compelling short films, but have a lot of fun along the way.
And action.
Every spring, 54 Film Fest invites filmmakers from around the Knoxville area to participate in a weekend of filmmaking fun. Groups meet at the Community TV building in downtown Knoxville to draw a genre, ranging from suspense to western to time travel. They then have 54 hours to script, film, and edit a full 4 to 7 minute short film, including a very specific prop, action, and line of dialogue. A group of video production students at UT, named the Guacamole Gargoyles, participated in the Film Fest alongside industry professionals. Acting coordinator for the group, Trini Williams, believes that the weekend was a great way for young filmmakers to get their foot in the door.
Anybody looking at video production, the film festival will probably be
the first stop to make to get some experience in.
And although creating a film in 54 hours may be daunting,
while it is kind of scary, it's been interesting, I guess, to say the least.
the group's producer, Danielle Whaley, says the Film Fest has definitely influenced the way that she looks at the film industry.
It's really showed me, at least, what goes into making a film.
Given the Western genre, the Guacamole Gargoyles completed their first 54 Film Fest project, Big Man on Campus, that will be up against professional films for awards such as Best Directing, Best Writing, Best Acting, as well as Best Use of Action and Best Use of Prop.
And it's like a showdown between the new outsider and the local, like, big name, big guy on campus. So I think we have a really solid chance of winning. I think we could do this.
Although they have yet to hear back from the Film Fest officials, they already plan on returning to next year's challenge, both for the experience and the fun. For UT Today, I'm Josh Miller.
The Guacamole Gargoyles and other student professional groups will attend the screening and award ceremony for the Film Fest on April 23rd at downtown Knoxville Regals Riviera.
A nearly 50-year-old student organization held their annual spring concert just last week. As UT Today's David Ball reports, the Love United Gospel Choir is known for much more than their sweet voices.
Love United Gospel Choir, formed at the University of Tennessee in 1970. Last Sunday was their annual spring concert. The choir has grown as an organization on campus and serves not just the university, but also the Knoxville community. It's not just singing they do best. There's a praise band, a dance team, the choir has received many awards for its hard work, including the Chancellor's Organization Award and Chancellor's Citation for Outstanding Service and Leadership in 1992 and again in 2007. But for Vice President Mia King, it's the relationships that are most important.
And I've grown many long-lasting friendships, and I just call them my family. I don't call them friends, I call them my family. So that's the biggest thing for me, is community.
Love United has not just kept their singing talents in the state of Tennessee. The group frequently goes on tour and even went to New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina to bring hope to flood victims. And if you want to join the choir, senior member Ebony Smith told me there's a spot open for you.
I used to worry about, will people accept me? Like, maybe they're going to think I'm lame, or, what if I can't really sing and hit all the notes, which is an actual concern. But again, in this choir, it's not about that. There's tons of quirkiness in this choir. There's people who are totally crazy and insane, but it's just like, we accept you as you are, and it doesn't even matter about the notes.
Rehearsals are free and open to the public every Friday night, starting at 6:30. For UT Today, I'm David Ball.
Wow, I love them so much. I would give anything to be able to sing like that.
I mean, you don't even have to sing, though.
Yeah, right.
That's the great thing about that choir.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, and the best thing is you can find them practicing in the music theater room of the Baptist Collegiate Ministry building on UT's campus.
Still to come on UT Today, the Orange and White game is just weeks away. What you can expect from the team after 2 months of spring practice.
Plus, preparing these athletes takes more than exercise and practice. Just how much food athletes eat when they're trying to gain weight.
The energy at Tennessee reaches far beyond our campus. As Lady Vol and academic All-American, Candace Parker set new standards. Now she electrifies fans in LA. Keeping the lights on there and across the country is the work of Professor Elu Liu. Her research on the power grid puts UT at the forefront of this national issue. Candace Parker and Elu Liu, two exceptional women. Both chose Tennessee. Big Orange, big ideas.
Oh, shoot. It's Friday. All right.
As noted on the syllabus, every Friday is Big Orange Friday.
Today is Friday!
Welcome back. UT Today's Channing Murphy has our weekly sports roundup. Channing?
Former Tennessee star and current Miami Heat guard Josh Richardson was named the Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month for March. Now check out these stats. Richardson was second among Eastern Conference rookies, averaging 12 points per game. He led that group by shooting 54% from the field and a whopping 59% from three. That's just crazy. It was a big award, but hey, Richardson, he didn't think too much of it.
It's cool. Yeah, you can't really think about it too much. So, I mean, my parents just got here yesterday, so it's cool to be able to see that with them today. So, I mean, I'll enjoy it, but, you know, we had a game today, so I couldn't think about it for more than an hour maybe.
Now, 12 out of 15 spring practices are already in the books for the football Vols, and they're looking to get the most out of the last two before the orange and white game on April 16th. Now, the big concern this spring has been injuries, but Butch Jones is focusing on opportunities for other players to fill those roles and learn a little bit, all while looking for a certain 25 points.
Competition day where it's basically a winner-loser day, no gray area, and winner take all. And it was very spirited, and every drill, every rep was scored. You have to get the most out of these opportunities, and you know, it's all about composure too, composure in competitive situations. And you know, we're searching for those 25 points, which we talk about, but it's making clutch plays and being clutch players.
Those 25 points, that's how many the Vols lost by in their last 5 games combined. Again, the orange and white game will be at Neyland Stadium at 2 p.m. next Saturday. You can also watch the game live on the SEC Network. An odd fascination people have when it comes to sports, and especially football, is how much weight these athletes gain before the start of the season.
That's right, Channing. When it comes to SEC football, these boys have to be large. Otherwise, it could be a safety hazard. There are a lot of components that go into gaining healthy weight, and nutrition is a major part.
A common question when it comes to football players is, how do they get that big? Well, it doesn't come from eating cheeseburgers and milkshakes. Head nutritionist at Tennessee, Allison Marr, is one of the first people these athletes see, so she can help them create a plan to get them to where they need to be.
New athletes come in, they're not necessarily at that level yet, and so one of the jobs that we have to do is make sure that we develop them to get there.
The first thing they do is called the BOD Pod. It is a body composition test that gives an athlete's muscle to fat ratio, which helps Marr develop a specialized weight gain plan for that player.
Trying to gain weight is like another job. I mean, you have to be dedicated to food all day, every day. And there's really, the difference between practice and food is when you practice, you're done and you can go home and relax. Well, food continues throughout the entire day, all weekend, all that.
This is what a typical day looks like for a player on the weight gain program. It hits all of the basic food groups and then some. This diet is loaded up with carbs and protein. Marr wants them to be mindful of the types of calories that they are putting into their body. The players who eat a lot of fatty food don't realize that they aren't going to gain the right type of weight.
So a lot of guys who do eat like that don't gain weight very easily because their body is not producing the testosterone that they need to build the muscles.
Smokey's Grill, the new athletic cafeteria, has made Marr's job just a little easier because when all is said and done, the goal calorie intake for these athletes is anywhere from 4,000 to upwards of 6,000 calories. Smokey's not only provides the right amount of food and types of food for these players, but Marr can now use it as an educational tool for athletes across the board.
Sophomore defensive back Emmanuel Mosley is just one example of a player who succeeded in the weight gain program. He came in as a freshman weighing 145 pounds, and he now weighs in at approximately 175 pounds.
Thank you, Claudia. Next week, we'll talk with Maurer about the stark opposite of that, how athletes actually lose weight by choosing healthier food options. That's it for sports. Back to you, Jack and Lindsay.
Thank you so much, Channing. And still to come on UT Today. This BFL just can't hide his school spirit, how one UT student became known as the crazy UT guy.
In the classroom, you're taught concepts based on equations and diagrams, but when you can actually get outside and and see what's happening and see what you're learning in the classroom. That's the real learning experience. Learning is getting your hands dirty and getting your feet wet and applying those concepts.
The University of Tennessee is a place where minds meet and exchange ideas. Peyton Manning's comprehension skills are widely known. Professor George Farr studies materials down to 1/billionth of a meter. He's advanced everything from microcircuitry to cancer research. The exchange of ideas isn't always predictable.
Blue 58, Omaha.
But at Tennessee, it's all about the possibilities.
Omaha?
Really?
My major is computer engineering. I'm a rising sophomore, and I'm currently an intern at Oak Ridge National Lab. You know, they're experts in what they're doing, so being able to work with them, learn from them, is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
The energy at Tennessee reaches far beyond our campus. As Lady Vol and academic All-American, Candace Parker set new standards. Now she electrifies fans in LA. Keeping the lights on there and across the country is the work of Professor E.
Welcome back. Just seconds ago, you finished watching a commercial featuring UT's own crazy UT guy, Trenny Williams. As UT Today's Haley Burton reports, the VFL lives up to that persona nearly every day.
Someone has to tell them.
Pride of the Southland marching band member and Vols superfan Trenny Williams has been at UT for 3 years, and in that time he has shown his passion for the Big Orange. The Memphis native's choice was influenced by the opportunity to play in front of Vols fans.
I made the band, so that was put into my choice. I didn't want to give up being able to perform in Neyland Stadium, one of the biggest stadiums in the world.
He also believes the orange has a nice touch.
Just coming to UT just felt right, and I looked good in orange, so I came here.
Trenny feels he should be more than just a student during his time at UT.
I just feel like it's my duty just to be more than a student on campus. You want to become involved.
Some even say that Trenny sounds just like the All-State guy. You be the judge.
As All-State stand, are you in good hands?
From riding scooters around campus to wearing capes, Trenny feels his personality is what sets him apart from the crowd.
Me, I'm just outgoing and enthusiastic all the time, and that's what makes Trenny Trenny.
For UT Today, I'm Haley Burton.
That's what makes Trenny Trenny. He's hilarious.
VFL.
Well, next week on UT Today, it's allergy season in East Tennessee. We'll talk about how pollen is affecting students during the last weeks of the spring semester.
Plus, we talked about how UT football players gain weight by eating loads of healthy calories. Next week, we'll talk about how anyone can lose weight the healthy way, starting in the kitchen. Thank you for joining us at UT Today. I'm Lindsay Limerick.
And I'm Jack Keenan. You guys have a great week.